Hello, Matilda. Are you there? I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming to my birthday party yesterday. And thank you so much for helping with the cooking as well. The steaks that you brought were the star of the show.
Hello, Debbie. I'm really happy that you enjoyed them. The pleasure was all mine.
By the way, there was actually something that I wanted to talk to you about that I wasn't able to mention yesterday. I was just wondering if there have been any developments on the kid front?
The kid front? You mean you're curious when your son and I are going to have kids?
Well, I know that this isn't the first time we've talked about this subject, and you know how badly I want to have grandkids so soon as possible.
I know. And I thought that we agreed on the other times that we've talked about this was that it was going to be a decision between Max and I, right?
You really think that excuse is still going to work on me? You and my son have been married for 3 whole years already, and soon it's going to be a 4th. I want my grandchildren, and I want them now, young lady.
Well, we are trying our best, Debbie.
And just what is that supposed to mean? Are you getting some kind of fertility treatment done or something like that? Don't tell me that you went to a doctor and they told you that you couldn't even have kids.
No, it's nothing like that at all, thank you very much.
Well, then you must not be trying very hard, since there are still no grandkids that I have. Maybe you should go see a doctor and have them take a look at you. Because at this point, Max's younger brother is going to be giving me grandkids before you do. After all, his wife is still young and it's much more likely to work out. Although I have to say that this whole situation just makes me ashamed of my eldest son.
I really don't think that a baby should be something that is rushed or just done to fulfill a sense of obligation. Wouldn't you prefer that Max and I have a child on our own terms?
At this rate, Max isn't even going to take over his father's company, even though he's the eldest child.
Sorry, what do you mean by that? Was Max even supposed to take over your husband's company? Because he's already not working for the family business anymore. He works for another company right now.
I know that he's working for a different company now, but I'm still going to have him take over the company when his father retires. If I'm being honest with you, Max's little brother John really isn't the brightest when it comes to business stuff. Not to mention that he's even living at home with me since he's been having money problems, but I won't hesitate to give him the job over Max.
Well, I really don't know how else to tell you this, but I don't really think that Max even wants his dad's job, so...
What are you talking about? That can't be right at all. This is his family's legacy. Max's birthright. Of course he wants to take over the family business.
Well, I heard that you and him already talked about this and that he said he didn't want it.
I know, but the last time we talked about this, Max was still too young to really understand. I'm just sure of it that he's come around and would love to run the family business. He just needed a bit more time to mature and see things my way.
I'm really not so sure about that, Debbie.
Well, thankfully, this is something that really doesn't involve you anyways. So how about you just worry about making me my grandchildren? And tell Max that he needs to be a good eldest son for his family. If you don't do this, well, let's just say that there are plenty of pretty young women who would love to be married to a man like my son. So if you don't want him to leave you, I recommend showing some initiative.
Debbie, you can't honestly think that you have the power to make Max and I get a divorce, right?
You really have no idea just where you stand, do you? I am sick and tired of arguing. Just give me babies now. Honestly, you should just quit your job and focus entirely on trying to become a mother for my future grandchildren. You are going to get pregnant by the end of the year, or else. And if you can't, then you can go ahead and kiss your marriage to Max goodbye. Hello there, Matilda. I just wanted to let you know that John's wife Rachel is pregnant.
Oh, really? Well, that's great news. I should call and congratulate her.
Not only that, but she already knows that it's going to be a girl.
Oh, I see. Well, that's amazing. I bet she must be so excited to have a beautiful baby daughter on the way.
Are you being serious right now? Don't you realize this means she's going to beat you?
You mean she's going to have a child before I do? I don't really care about that at all.
You mean you really think that this is a good thing? This isn't a good thing at all. Besides, what am I supposed to do with a useless granddaughter, huh? All this proves is that Rachel is a horrible wife and an even worse daughter-in-law.
I'm sorry, but how does having a daughter make her any of those things at all? I really think that you need to get out of this antiquated mindset when it comes to family legacies and inheritance.
You mean that you think it's fine if my husband's company was taken over by a woman?
I think that your husband's company should be taken over by whoever is most qualified for the position, man or woman.
Oh, I see what's going on here. I suppose I should have expected as much from a lowly office grunt like you. You're just incapable of understanding how things work on this high of a level, and more importantly, are you pregnant yet?
Nope, I am still not pregnant, thank you for asking.
You really must think that you're going to be young forever or something like that, huh? Don't you realize that you're already in your 30s? You need to think about having children now before it's too late.
Thank you for your concern, Debbie. I will be sure to put some thought into that.
I really don't think that you will, though. I mean, if you did, then you would already be pregnant by now. I want you to go to a doctor next week. Make an appointment right now.
And just why would I need to go to the doctor's?
Well, because I heard from a friend that she was able to get treatment for her fertility issues by seeing a doctor about them. So I think that you should go and figure out what's wrong with you.
Actually, there was something that I wanted to talk to you about all of this pregnancy business.
Oh, really? Well, what is it?
I just think you should know that I talked to Max about this too. He told me that if you said anything about me being pregnant again, that I should tell this to you. And the truth is that we're already seeking medical help for fertility issues.
I knew it. I knew that you couldn't have children.
Well, not quite. You see, the doctors found that I wasn't the one with the issue. It was actually Max.
Wait a second. You're telling me that Max is the one with trouble getting you pregnant?
It appears that way. Now, I don't really know the medical explanation for all of it. For that, you would have to call Max and talk to him yourself. I'm sure that he'd be able to explain things to you better than I could.
This can't be, right? I don't believe it. You're telling me that there's something wrong with my son's... the swimmers?
Again, I really am not the right person to be asking these questions to.
No, I don't believe it. You're lying to me. You have to be. I know that my son is the poster child of good health. He's hardly ever been sick, even when he was little.
Well, I am not lying to you. I'm just telling you what he has passed along to me.
I don't believe it. I have to go and talk to Max right now.
Yeah, I think that would be better than this. But anyways, that's why I didn't think you were going to be able to split us up for not having any kids together. And I'll never leave my husband just because of his condition. I promise you that.
That isn't why I want to go and talk to him. I want to talk to him because if I find out that you're lying to me, then I really will make him leave you. If it's really you who can't have kids, then I'm going to make you pay for lying to me like that. Hey there, Matilda. Is now a good time to message you?
Oh, hey, Rachel. It's been a long time, no? Also, I heard that you were pregnant. So let me just say congratulations on that. If there's anything you need help with or anything I can do for you, just let me know.
Well, thank you so much for those kind words, Matilda. Although, you wouldn't guess this was a good thing from the reactions we've gotten over here.
Oh, you mean over there as in Debbie's house? I understand she's kind of upset about it being a girl.
That's right. And to think that someone could really even care about that in this day and age. I'm being treated as if I chose the sex of the baby on purpose just to disappoint Debbie or something.
I've been thinking about that a lot recently. Are you sure that it's a good idea for you to both live in that house? I mean, it just seems like Debbie and them are being really mean to you and putting you through a lot.
It's true, though. I was worried when I first moved in here, but now I just regret doing it at all. But that's why John and I are coming up with a plan in secret to get out of this situation.
But won't that be really difficult for you while you're pregnant? Although even I've been thinking that it would be good to look for ways to put distance between Debbie and myself. And I know that if I had a kid on the way, I would want them to be in as safe an environment as possible.
Thank you so much for understanding, Matilda, but, this isn't even what I wanted to talk to you about in the first place.
Oh, right. Well, I guess we should just get into it then.
Well, I heard that you were going to be visiting next week, but whatever you do, don't come, okay?
Wait, what? I wasn't expecting this. Where is this all coming from?
Well, it's just, people are acting really strangely around here, so whatever you do, don't come.
I don't understand what you mean by that. I mean, isn't it just going to be our husband's family there? What do you mean they're acting weird? Weird how?
I mean, they've just not been acting like themselves. And what's worse, I think they're going to try and make you have a kid with some stranger.
What do you mean, some stranger? What does that even mean? I'm sorry, but I'm really not understanding what you're trying to tell me. But whatever it is, it really doesn't sound good at all.
I mean that you were going to be coming to stay with us next week, isn't that right?
Yeah, that is right. I was going to go over and maybe spend a couple nights.
Well, the thing is that I heard Debbie talking about setting up separate rooms for you and Max. And I think they're going to use that to bring in this strange guy.
But what in the world is going on over there? Don't they realize it's a crime?
I know, it's just terrible, but I really do think that they're up to something around here. The other night, I got up to use the bathroom and I heard John's parents talking to each other late at night. I almost thought I was dreaming because what they were saying was so crazy. But it was real, and that's really what they were talking about.
Now that you say that, Debbie was uncharacteristically nice to me when she invited us over the other day.
Well, I also heard from Debbie that you told her Max was having some fertility issues. Is that right?
Yeah, it is true, unfortunately. But we're still not giving up on having kids. And there's no way that not having kids would ever drive us apart anyways.
Of course not. You two married each other because you love each other. I feel the same way about John.
But then, what is Debbie's problem? Why is she acting like this? I don't get it. Doesn't she understand how ridiculous she's being? Although now I have to wonder about what she might have in store for me if even I say that I'm not going next week.
I know what you mean. At this point, it might be best to just cut her out of our lives entirely.
I know, but don't you worry that that would mean you would be the target of Debbie's ire? I mean, if Max and I tried to run away, then there's no way that she would ever let you and John go. Especially since you're pregnant. That just adds a whole new layer to worry about.
I know, but don't you get that you're in danger right now, Matilda?
It's okay. It might be a long shot, but I think I have a good idea of how we can all get out of this okay.
You have an idea of what to do about Debbie? But what is it?
Well, in order for this to work, I'll have to go to Debbie's house next week. But after that, she should stay out of our lives. Forever.
Hello there, Matilda. I really hope that you're not thinking of going to the police about this. I just hope you know that this won't go well for you if you do. And just think about what's going to happen to us. You'll completely ruin our family business.
And just why in the world do you think I should care about that?
Because you married into our family. You have duties to us.
And is that why you sicked some strange man on me while I was alone in my room? Thankfully, your sons and Rachel were there to stop anything terrible from happening. If I'd been all by myself, then who knows what would have happened. But I suppose that's how you pictured it when you planned this. I don't care if you are my mother-in-law. I don't have to take being treated like this.
But surely you see that I was doing all this for you, right? I mean, I was just so worried about you not having any children yet. And since I found out that you weren't the one with the fertility issues, I just figured that this would work.
What would work? That I would just carry some complete stranger's child to term with no questions asked?
Well, I just assumed that you would be asleep and that man could sneak into your room while you were asleep.
Yeah, I'm sure that you would have preferred it if I never noticed what was going on.
But I just thought that if you got pregnant, that it would bring you and Max closer together. I was only doing this for you and Max. Can't you see that?
And just how in the world was me having another man's baby supposed to bring Max and I closer together? This wasn't for either of us. This is all for you. You're the one who is most hung up on this baby issue. And when you found out that it was actually your son with the fertility issues, you just couldn't stand that, could you?
But you don't understand. We don't have someone to take on the family's mantle after Max and John.
Well, now you have no one to take on the mantle since neither John nor Max want anything to do with the family business at all anymore. And even if we did have a son, there's no way that we would let you decide what his life would be. Our child's future would be up to us as parents and our child themselves.
But that can't be. Our company has always had a male president. Max is going to take over, and then your future son was going to take over after Max.
Well, Max said that he doesn't want to work for a company that would do something like this just to find an heir. Not only that, but he knows all about how the company has been going into the red so that you and your husband could line your pockets. What's the point of working for a company that exploits their workers like you do?
Please, you can't do this to us. You're going to destroy all that our ancestors have worked for. At least hand over your child to me when he's born so that I can raise him.
Did you seriously just ask me that? You really think that I would ever do something like that? You really need to get a grip, lady, because what you just attempted was a crime. You do realize that, don't you?
I know. It was bad, I know, but I promise that I'll never, ever say other things about having kids as long as you don't go to the cops about this.
I think I'll have to give that a thought after Rachel and John move out.
No! You have to promise me that you won't ever go to the police right now. If the cops get involved, then that means our family's name is going to be dragged through the mud. I need you to promise me right now, or else I'll never be able to sleep.
Well, if you're worried about protecting your reputation, then you should have never done this in the first place. Not only that, but Max and I are also going to cut you out of our lives. We don't want anything to do with you anymore.
What do you mean? You can't do that. I'm Max's mother. I'm your mother-in-law. You can't just cut us out so easily.
Oh, well, you don't need to worry about that, because it's already happened. In fact, Max has told the rest of your family about this.
Wait, what? What is that supposed to mean?
I mean that Max let everyone know what you were plotting to do, and asked them all to think very hard about associating with you in the future.
But then, that means that all our relatives already know about this.
That's right. We've told them everything that you were planning, and now they know what you tried to put me through.
You have to stop this, please! Tell them you were lying to me. Don't you realize the rumors that are going to be caused from this?
Rumors? Don't you mean the truth? Because that's all that I told them. I never said anything that wasn't true.
Please, you have to make this stop. I'm so sorry for everything. I'm sorry, okay? Just please, don't go to the police and tell my relatives that you were lying.
I'm not going to do that. You'll just have to learn how to live with the consequences of what you've done. I don't have anything to do with you anymore. And if you try to do anything to get back at me for this, I will not hesitate to drag you to court for this. After that, John and Rachel were able to safely move out of Debbie's house. They cut off John's parents and never, ever heard from them again. As for me, I still haven't filed a police report about this. But I did make Debbie and her husband swear to leave Rachel and John alone. I even got it in writing. I told them that if they ever broke their promises that I would drag them to court and sue them for their sick baby-making scheme. Then I told them to stay away from Max and I as well. It isn't that I didn't want to go to the police about this, but I understood that I had leverage and wanted to do whatever I could to make sure that Rachel and her baby were safe. A few months later, Max's family business finally went bankrupt under his father's management. There was even an article about how the company lacked any heir in the family willing to step up and try to fix the business's troubles. Last I heard, Max's parents had to sell their house and downsize their lives greatly. I heard later on, through the grapevine, that the two of them were not doing great. Even after downsizing their life and moving into their tiny apartment, their savings were not enough to take care of them for the rest of their lives. I heard that both of them are working again, although because their company's reputation was tarnished, there wasn't a single serious job that would hire them. As a result, I've heard that they are both working multiple part-time jobs, barely making enough to cover their expenses. Finally, Max and I found out that I was pregnant. Of course, with Max's baby. I'm already several months pregnant, and we're excited to welcome our baby into a world where they won't be controlled by their cruel grandparents. We even told Rachel and John about this, and they were so excited to meet their new niece or nephew. Although I was also skeptical about Max's parents, I am so happy that my marriage to him has brought me closer to his brother and Rachel. It just goes to show you that family is more than a complex system of blood ties. It is about finding the people who make you feel safe and loved and never letting them go. Although there's no guarantee that something crazy won't ever happen in life again, I doubt it would ever be as ludicrous as what Max's parents tried to do to me. And as long as I can protect my family from anything like that happening to them, then I will have felt like I have succeeded as a wife and mother. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Hey John, are you there? I was just wondering how you were hanging in there. Is everything going okay?
Yeah, I think I'm starting to feel just a bit better. Are you already on your lunch break, Charlie?
Yeah, I just pulled my lunch out of the microwave, so I'm really just sitting down to eat right now. What about you? Have you already eaten? Do you think that you don't have much of an appetite or something? What about dinner? Do you find you're eating a bit more then?
I feel like at nights I'm really just eating the pudding cup that they give with their meals.
So you're not really eating anything in the morning, afternoon, or night? Can you request they bring you something else? Even just something easier to eat like white rice or something?
Yeah, maybe I should ask them if they could do that for me.
Are you okay, John? You seem really down. Are you sure you're feeling okay?
I don't know. I guess I've just been really worried about whether or not I'll ever get better. I just don't feel good about this at all.
Oh, honey. I am really sorry. But you are going to be okay. I promise. You are going to get better, and you and I are going to overcome this together, okay?
I know, but it's been 2 years since I got my diagnosis, and I feel like nothing's changed at all. And I've had to take more and more time off of work. I'm just sure that this is only going to get worse for me.
John, please. You can't be so negative about this. I mean, I know it's been 2 years and that you're tired, but you have to hang in there, okay?
I know. By the way, there's something that I want to talk to you about. Do you mind if I ask you something?
Of course you can. You can ask me whatever you'd like, John.
I shouldn't quit my job, right? But at this rate, I'm going to run out of sick leave and end up losing all my paid time off as well.
I can't tell you to quit your job or stay. That's up to you. But I'll support you no matter what you choose.
I know. I just feel bad that I can't even be good at my company. I'm just useless to everyone. And I feel like the longer I stay out of the office, the more nervous I get about all the work that I'm not doing. And then that just makes me get even more stressed out. I just don't think that this situation is good for my mental state at all. You know what I mean?
Of course. And I think we both know that if you're stressed, then that can't be good for your condition. So maybe you should quit your job after all.
But then that means we'd be making way less money.
I know. But if it's for you, then I don't mind working hard to make sure we're both taken care of. You should just be focusing on getting better, okay? And then when you do, I'm sure you'll be able to find a place to hire you.
Okay, you're right. We'll both do our best so that we can keep taking care of each other. Thank you for everything, Charlie. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Of course. And even if you don't like the food, please do eat. Your body isn't going to get better on an empty tank, okay? Besides, don't you need to be taking your medicine with food in you? Because I think you need a little more than pudding cups to help aboard the meds.
You're right. I promise that I'll do my best to eat more. In fact, I was looking online about things people with my condition eat so I don't aggravate my body anymore like that. Maybe I'll try some of these things I see online.
That could work. You try whatever you think is going to help you get better, as long as it's safe. I hope that it works out for you.
Actually, would you mind doing a little research into these things for me?
You want me to look online for what people with your condition do to manage it in their daily lives?
I mean, I'll also look into some information, but there's just been so much going on out there. I would really appreciate any help that you can offer.
Well, okay. But you know that I don't really know much about medicine or anatomy or anything. So I can look, but I really don't know how useful that'll be.
I'm sure that it'll be great. Thank you so much. And you know what? Now that I've decided to quit my job, I'm already starting to feel much more at ease. I finally feel like I can relax and really focus on getting better.
Hey, John. Just wanted to let you know that I'm about to run to go and work my night job. But I left you some food in the fridge, so just eat that while I'm gone, okay?
Great. I'll do that. Thank you so much.
Of course. And yesterday I went out and bought all those snacks that you like, so maybe you can have some of those for dessert.
Man, you've really been working hard these days, though. I feel like you've gone to work this night job of yours almost every day this week, no?
Something like that. I mean, ever since your medical bills have gone up, I've had to start working 2 jobs, you know. Not to mention that at my main job, they gave us a smaller bonus than they normally do. So I've had to take even more shifts at my night job.
Man, it really stinks that both of your jobs pay you so little. But good luck. I know that you got this.
Thanks, John. By the way, how are you feeling? You seem to be doing a lot better lately. But are you feeling it?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, at least I feel like I finally have a real appetite again. I was even able to eat some greasy food from the Chinese food place down the street, you know?
Oh, wow. Well, that's great that you were able to eat that kind of food without letting upset your stomach. I guess it really seems like you've gotten better.
Yeah, but I did get really, really sleepy right after I got home that day. So I think that my body's still recovering its strength.
Right. But I mean, I remember when you were at your worst with this. You could hardly even move. Now you're way more mobile, eating more, feeling better. Are you sure that you're not completely recovered?
I'm not really quite sure about it, but I guess I have been receiving treatment for this for a while now.
Not only that, but you've made plenty of lifestyle changes on your own as well. Anyways, since you're feeling so better, would you mind doing the laundry and folding it while I'm at work, please?
Oh, about that. I don't think that's going to work. I'm just so exhausted.
Oh, really? Are you now?
Yeah, I don't know. I just got hit with a wave of tiredness. But I promise, once I feel better, that I'll take care of that. Maybe I'm not as recovered as I thought.
Right, of course. Well, I didn't mean to try and push you to do anything you're not feeling up to doing. But if you're really still not well enough to even do laundry, just make sure that you're getting proper rest, okay?
Yeah, of course. I'll try and take it easy for the rest of the night. Oh, by the way, I wanted to ask you for a little more spending money when you have the chance. I end up using all that you gave me before.
Wait, really? This is going to be the third time this month that I'm paying you. What are you spending all your money on?
Pretty much food, really. When I feel better, I've been trying to eat out more, and I've been going into bars.
You've been going to bars?
Yeah, like I said, I think my appetite is starting to come back. It's really nice being able to eat out like this again. I mean, there are still times where my stomach gets a little funky, but compared to when I was barely eating, I feel like I've made a lot of progress.
John, I'm really happy that your appetite is coming back to you. But I think that if you're really having those days when you can get out of the house to eat, then maybe you could do just a little more around the house?
Yeah, of course. I'll be sure to do that. So anyways, can I get a little cash from you? I think that I'm going to go try to hit up some more restaurants this week.
Okay, sure thing. I guess I can give you some more money when I get back from work. Just please try not to spend it as quickly as you have been, okay? Oh, man. I am just beat. I feel like I've barely had anything to eat all day.
Oh? Were you doing some overtime at your main job today?
Yeah, and today was just really bad. Actually, I was thinking that we could take a trip together and maybe stay the night somewhere nice.
You want to take a vacation together? I thought that you were really busy with work.
Well, yeah. That's actually exactly why I want to go out and have a little vacation or something. I just need a break from how awfully busy I've been with all this. Besides, you seem to be feeling a lot better, so maybe this could be like a test for you. Especially since we haven't gotten to go anywhere at all since you've gotten out of the hospital. So, what do you think? Want to travel with me?
Nah, I think I'm okay. Thank you. It's just not going to work.
You mean you think that you're still not physically up to something like that?
No, it's not that. Actually, if I could be honest, I feel perfectly fine now.
Oh, well, that's really good to hear. But then, if it's not that, what is it? Do you have something you're doing on the weekend?
Well, the thing is that you're not even going to be in this house anymore next month. So it just won't work at all.
Wait, sorry? What do you mean? Where am I going to be next month that I won't be in the house?
Well, I mean, since you're going to be getting divorced and all that.
I'm sorry, what? I don't get what you mean by that. What divorce are we talking about? Where is this coming from all of a sudden?
Oh, it's not all of a sudden. It's been building up for quite a while.
Really? Because I haven't really noticed anything that bad between us. What is this really about?
Well, the thing is that I found a guy who makes even more money than you do. and I'm going to go marry him instead. So, yeah, you could basically pack up your bags and leave whenever.
John, what the hell are you even talking about right now?
Are you even reading the messages I'm sending you? I'm trying to tell you that you and I are getting divorced. That's all there is to it.
But I don't get it. Why would you do this after all that we've been through together? I mean, you said that you were feeling completely better, right? Does that mean you're going to start working again?
Did I say I was going to try and find another job? I never remembered agreeing to any of that.
But I've been working so hard to support you. All that I've been doing for you. Don't you see that? How can you just abandon me like this? And for some random guy, you're really just leaving me because he makes more?
Well, yeah, of course you helped me back when I was sick. I'm your husband, and that made it your job to take care of me. But now that I'm healed, I just don't see a point in being with you anymore. I mean, are you really saying that I owe you for all that you've done for me?
What kind of question is that? I was the one who was by your side for all of this. Even now, I've been working multiple jobs just to give you all the time you need to recover.
Man, you must really think that the earth revolves around you or something, huh? Although I might be more inclined to listen to you if you made more money than you do now.
You don't think I'm making enough money when I'm out here busting my butt with 2 jobs and working as many shifts as I can? Do you have any idea just how exhausted I am when I go to bed? And how tired I still feel when I wake up? Not only that, but on top of earning all of the money around here, I also take care of everything to do with the house.
Okay, sure. I guess I'm a little grateful. But if you were just taking care of me because you thought you were going to get something from it, I think that says more about you than it does me.
I don't believe this. I seriously don't even know how to respond to that. You can't honestly feel that way, right? Besides, if you've already found someone else to marry while we're still together, then are you telling me that you've been cheating on me?
Yeah, I guess now that you put it in that way, I have been. But so what?
Then what about the money that I've been giving you? Is that where you've been spending everything that I've been giving you? Is that why you've been going out all the time? Just to be with your new sugar daddy?
I mean, did you really think I was spending all that money just eating out by myself? Man, you can really be kind of stupid sometimes. Do you know that?
How dare you talk to me that way? You're the worst. Just awful. I've been working myself to the bone so that you can take the time that you needed to recover. And now you tell me that you've just been taking advantage of all that I've done for you?
Look, the fact of the matter is that I'm just not attracted to you anymore, okay? And I think we could both agree that it's mostly your fault for that. And that's why it's clear to me that it's just no point in keeping this up anymore. So anyways, I'm gonna go marry this other guy, and you need to pack your bags and leave, okay?
Okay, fine. If that's the way you want it, then no more Mr. Nice Charlie. You are not going to get away with this, you jerk. I will make you pay. Do you hear me?
I don't hear anything because we're just texting each other. But anyways, I doubt that there's anything real you can do. Besides, we're not kids or anything like that. You could just try and threaten me to have me hear your way.
You think this is things going my way? This just shows how little you actually know. I am not going to let you get away with this.
Hey, Charlie. You unlock the door to the house right now. What the heck do you think you're doing, huh?
Oh yeah? I don't think that your keys are going to work anymore.
What did you do? This some kind of joke or something? Open the door for me this second.
Would you please stop making such a ruckus outside my front door? You're going to upset my neighbors. In fact, you can go ahead and just turn around and stop texting me too.
You really think you could just get rid of me this easily?
Well, we already signed the divorce papers, so I really don't see why we need to keep interacting with each other. So anyways, you can go ahead and consider yourself moved out of the house.
But I told you I was going to be the one out here living here, not you.
What are you talking about? You really think that you were going to divorce me and keep the house? You must have forgotten that I'm the one with my name on the lease. You don't have any say in this place.
You little punk. punk, you really think that you could just scam me out of my home like this?
Did you really just ask me that? That's so rich.
Well, at least give me back all my stuff. Then I can go.
You have your phone and your wallet, don't you? What else do you think you own around here?
Ugh, my clothes, the PlayStation, my favorite mug.
Oh, you mean those things that I bought for you with my own money? Yeah, I don't think you're getting those. But maybe you can go on a little shopping trip with your new sugar daddy, right?
You little jerk. Do you really think you're going to get away with this?
Oh, I think I can, and I will. You're the one who's not getting away with what they wanted.
I don't even know what to say to all this except that I should have never, ever married you in the first place.
Oh, don't worry. That feeling is very, very mutual right now.
Well, fine. Keep the house. Keep my clothes. See if I care. I'm going to move into a new house with all my stuff and more. Besides, all that stuff you bought me was all cheap crappy anyways.
Great. Sounds good. I'll just hold on to all of it then. You have a nice life, though.
You know, my new husband is 10 times more handsome than you, and he's going to give me everything. I'll never have to work a day in my life.
Great. That's awesome. I really hope you two are happy together. Now I'll say it again. Have a nice life, John.
What have you done? I know this is all your fault.
What are you going on about this time, John? Don't tell me that your new marriage isn't going well.
I knew it. I knew you did this to me. How could you?
Well, the thing is that I may have sent that new husband of yours a couple of images. Well, before I kicked you out of the house, I made sure to grab his number from your phone.
But when did you... How dare you do that to me?
When did I look through your phone? Well, while you were asleep, of course.
Well, what kind of things did you send him? What do you mean you sent him images?
Just a couple of documents. Don't worry, I had my lawyer draw them up.
What are you talking about?
Well, I'm going to be suing for all the money I spent on you while you were in the hospital. Basically, I'm charging you for your own medical bills, not to mention the lawsuit I'm leveling at you both for your affair.
You can't be serious about that, right?
Of course. Although, I imagine that your new boo was quite surprised, wasn't he? He had no idea what he was getting sucked into with you.
But then, just how much money are you demanding from me?
Just $60,000. Not that much.
Are you crazy? Do you really think that I could pay all that?
While you were in the hospital, you agreed to get that fancy experimental treatment, and that was not cheap.
But then, you're really going to make me pay that much?
Well, I spent that much money on you to get better. Or did you really have no idea just how much I had spent on you?
This can't be happening. You're crazy if you think you're going to make me pay all of that. You kicked me out of the house. You inflicted serious mental stress to me. No judge would ever make me pay.
Well, that isn't what your husband seems to think.
But that's only because you were threatening him with money to break up with me.
Yeah, I can't really deny the truth to that. But I told you, didn't I? I told you that you wouldn't get away with this. I told you that I would have my revenge.
But you can't do this to me. It isn't fair. You're going to leave me with nothing. Charlie, please don't do this to me. Don't do this. Are you even reading these messages anymore? Charlie, please, I'm begging you. Charlie!
In the end, I took John to court for his affair, where he was forced to pay me for being unfaithful. Then, during the divorce proceedings, his lawyer was unable to keep him from paying me back for all the medical bills that I had paid while he was in the hospital. But because everyone knew of his cheating, not a single family member or friend wanted to help John. Even now, his ex-husband fled town after I told him I'd spare him a lawsuit, as long as I never heard from him again. By the time it was all said and done, John ended up owing my almost $100,000. Of course, he didn't have a job, and so he had to go deep into debt to pay me that. The court found employment for him, but with such low wages, I've heard that John is working 3 jobs now and living in a tiny little apartment in the cheapest area of town. And as for me, not only was I able to move into a much nicer place with all the money I got from John, but I also got a huge promotion. My bosses noticed how hard I was working and decided to give me an upcoming position for general manager. So, while John is the one working himself to the bone to pay off what he had to pay me, I'm living it up by myself. Of course, the pain of being betrayed like it was still hurts, and I'm still recovering emotionally. But having this much money goes a long way in getting over a bad ex. I haven't heard from John since the divorce, and quite frankly, I wouldn't want to. I just hope that he never gets sick again like he did, because I'm not sure who would be there to take care of him like I was. But as long as he takes care of his health and manages to follow all of the lifestyle changes that I helped him make through my support, I'm sure that he'll be just fine. If not, well, what's more medical debt when you're already so deep? It wasn't like he was going to be able to pay it off in his lifetime anyways. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Riley, in place of your father, I've gone ahead and sent the money over for your child support.
Thank you, Grandma. Dad will be back from his trip in 2 months, right?
Yes, it appears so. He really has such a tough job to do. He has to be away from his house all the time, and he's so busy that you can't even get a response out of him for small lengths of time. I'm sorry that it's so hard to stay in touch with him, Riley.
He has a really cool job, but it is a very tough one. But don't worry, Grandma. I understand his situation. And also, we both made a promise that the moment he gets back, we'll get together. He told me that he'd take me out for some really good dinner at the place of my choosing.
But right now you're busy studying for your exams, right? Aren't you a bit too busy to be doing things like that?
When he's back in town, I'll take the day off to see him. I don't need to study every single day of my life for this exam, right?
Well, as long as you're feeling confident. But you being that confident is all thanks to the time and effort you've already been putting in at school. That's really paid off for you so far. You are such a great kid.
Actually, I really want to work a job like Dad does. So that's why I've been paying good attention in school and know a lot of things. I still have ways to go yet, but someday I want to be the person anyone can rely on.
Well, in my eyes, even now I think of you as someone I can rely on for anything. So just make sure you're not working yourself too hard or something you already have. You told me before that you stayed out really late studying for one of your tests in history, right?
Well, that's just the amount of studying I needed to do for that test. I have trouble sometimes remembering things like names and locations in history. I also had to work my part-time job that day, so that's what led me to coming home really late.
What? You're working part-time now?
Well, occasionally.
But you're only months away from your exams, right? Can you at least clear your schedule of work until after you've taken all of them?
I can't, though. I have to balance things out for myself, so don't worry. Also, I kind of need the money. There's something I've been really wanting.
Something you've been wanting? You can't just buy it with the allowance you're already getting?
It's a secret, actually.
If it's something that you really want, then I guess I can't stop you from working towards it. But just make sure not to overdo it, okay? It's only you and your mom right now, so you've been having to help out with chores around the house, right?
Grandma, I'm totally fine. I've been doing the chores around the house for a long time now. And doing things like this now will get me used to what life will be like living on my own.
But the fact that you're doing so much right now is what's worrying me. I know I'm always saying this to you, but if you ever find yourself in need of help, don't be afraid to come to me. And at times when you're not able to get in touch with your father, you can come talk to me about it.
Okay, thank you, Grandma. But you are aware that I'm in my senior year of high school, right? So you can really calm down about all of this and know I have myself handled.
Well, to me, even your father is still a child and needs my care at times. Which means that you are still a baby to me.
Come on now. You're the only one that still thinks of me as some kind of toddler. Everyone else seems to think of me in another way, calling me one of the most adult-like teens they've ever met.
It's fine for me to think of you as a child still, right? Because really, in my eyes, you are the same little Riley I've always known. And that's because you are still so dang cute to me. Anyway, me being this worried about you is only because I have to live so far away from you now.
Thank you so much, Grandma. But I really have everything handled in my life, and I'm totally fine. If anything, you need to start worrying about yourself more than me, right? I heard from Dad a few weeks ago that you went for a little hike and ended up falling down hurting your ankle pretty badly, right?
I can't believe he'd talk with you about something like that. I just happened to not see the root sticking out of the ground in front of me and I caught my foot on it. I'm completely fine now.
Well, if that's the case, then fine. But you know that it's only going to get colder this month, so please make sure not to catch any colds, all right?
Okay. And the same thing goes for you, Riley. Make sure you're staying really warm and are taking hot showers when needed. Tiffany, I was very surprised by what just happened. You came over here, right?
Judith, I'm sorry that I didn't really say anything to you a second ago when we crossed paths.
No, you don't have to be sorry about that. You happened to be with someone else at the time. That was someone from work, right? Something like that?
Yes, that's absolutely right. I am on a small business trip right now, and that's why I'm back in town around here.
That's what I had assumed. Well, anyway, I've been talking with Riley quite a bit, but are you doing all right for yourself, Tiffany?
Yeah, I'm making it work. It's been a long time since things happened between your son and I, and well, I'm getting used to being a single parent. And Riley's gotten a lot bigger now. And of course, having you around to help out with her has helped me a lot as well.
Riley's really become one of the smartest, most mature people I've ever met. That just shows how well you've been raising her, Tiffany.
You don't have to say things like that.
I understand things are a lot tougher than when it's just you in the house taking care of your daughter, but I really am thankful that a woman like you has been there to raise my beautiful granddaughter.
And the same thing goes for me. Thank you for always being there to talk with Riley when she needs it.
Now that we're talking about her, she had told me something earlier this week. Is she really working a part-time job right now?
Ah, right. Yes, she is.
I'm a little bit worried about her putting some of her time into something like that when she has some really big exams coming up here soon. Riley told me that having a part-time job and all that has helped her learn to balance her time and whatnot, and that she needs the money to buy something she's been wanting. But really, I want her to be more focused on her exams for the time being, until she's finished taking all of them. Tiffany, do you have any idea what Riley's been wanting to buy? If it's something she needs a bit of money for, then I'd be glad to lend some.
No. You don't have to be worried about that. The thing that Riley's been wanting is something that really doesn't affect her life in any way.
Is that right? But she told me it's something she's not able to afford with her allowance. So it must be something really expensive.
The girl's in her senior year of high school, right? By this point, I'm sure that she has a lot of other girls in her grade have all kinds of brand name clothing and goods. I think that Riley herself probably wants a bag or something, and that's why she's saving up.
Wow, so she's really started to get into wanting high-end brands now.
The kids these days are all loaded with all sorts of branded things. From backpacks to pencil cases, it's wild. I'm not sure if they're buying them with their own money or if it's from their parents spoiling them, but even the girls that Riley hangs out with a lot happen to have some really nice bags.
I guess she is a young woman now, and when they get to that age, they really start to find interest in things like that. I'm just a bit surprised that someone like Riley would want something as expensive as a brand bag or whatnot. I always assumed that she never really cared about those sorts of things.
Well, with the world we're living in now, people are constantly talking about branded things online on all forms of social media. There are even girls her age acting as influencers, trying to get other people to join in on buying the same things they have. She's had a lot of chances now to see things like that, and I'm sure that's all playing a huge part.
Huh? Times have really changed.
Naturally, from the point of view of parents, we know that as our kids get into their teens, they are going to want more and more expensive things. Of course, if they are willing to work for their own money to get those things, I have no right stopping them. So that means, in Riley's case, you really don't have to lend her any money to go out and buy things like that.
That's right. I guess with the way things are now, it's best that I let her handle her own money, instead of having me hand mine over to her. But she really does have some very important exams coming up here, so is it really okay for her to be working when she needs to be studying?
She's working because she wants to, so you can let it be now. If her working that part-time job leads to her failing the exams, then that's on her, right?
Well, if that's what you're fine with, I won't make any comments on it. But just know that right now is the most important time for her to be studying for those exams. And with the college she's wanting to aim for, it's a hard place to get into, and most other people who plan to go there are already doing cram school and things like that when they get out of class for the day. I'm just worried Riley hasn't been taking this whole thing as seriously as she should be.
If Riley is telling you that she's fine, then I think that's good enough reason to believe in what she's saying. She's a very smart girl and knows how to handle things like this.
Of course, this isn't about me not believing in her or anything like that.
Judith, you're being a bit too worrisome about all this. We have rules over at my house as well when it comes to things like studying for big tests, and know that Riley is following all of them. Also, that girl wants to work part-time right now.
I'm sure that's the case. I'm really sorry, Tiffany. I think I may have talked far too much on this topic now.
No worries. I understand that you are a little anxious about how things are going for Riley. But that girl has made up her mind on what she wants to do, and there's no changing that. No matter what I've tried saying to her, she's told me she's not quitting that job.
That's true. All right, then. If that's something that Riley really wants to be doing at this point in time, I'm not going to do anything more to try and stop her. As for yourself, you haven't had anything you've been worried about recently, right? Nothing troubling you, perhaps?
Nothing that I'm aware of. Right now, things feel like they're going as they should be.
Well, that's good to hear. I'm sorry for taking up a lot of your time talking about things today. It was nice seeing you earlier, even if it was only for a second.
No, thank you for texting me today.
Well then, good luck with whatever work you have left on this small business trip of yours. Make sure you're taking good care of your health as well, all right?
Grandma, I finished all my exams.
Good work, Riley. How are you feeling now that the tests are all over with?
Well, I'm feeling like I did a really good job on all of them. But who knows, right? I really hope I didn't make any stupid mistakes on any of the questions.
I think that you did your very best this time, Riley. I'm sure even your teachers have been telling you that you're a really great student and that you never make stupid mistakes anymore, right?
They do say things like that, but this time was different. I mean, everyone taking these exams have all studied to some degree. But no matter how much someone studies for these exams, there is always room for a thoughtless mistake to ruin it all. Well, after taking all those exams, I've just lost a little bit of my confidence.
But even if you make one or two mistakes that lead to you failing the exam, the world's not over, right? You can always do a retake at the end of the day.
No, I can't.
Huh? Are you not planning to retake the exams if you fail one of them?
Well, it costs a lot of money to have to go and study some more for a test like that.
But your father or I can help you pay.
But I really don't want to force either of you to have to keep paying for my education like that.
But you are my granddaughter, so I will do anything for you and never see it as a problem.
Are you sure?
I'm very sure. You've never once caused me any kind of trouble, and needing financial help for your future is something I'm completely fine with doing for you. You are very, very important to me, Riley. I understand that I'm living far away from you now, but I will do anything in my power to help you out. I'm always saying things like this, right? When you're in trouble, you can always come and talk to me.
Grandma? Actually, I've been wanting to ask something from you for a very long time now.
Ask something from me? What is it?
Grandma, could you please pay my tuition so that I can go to college? Of course, this is only if I get a good enough score on my exams and end up being accepted. But if I am accepted, It'll be around $40,000 for the first year there. Of course, I'll continue to work myself while going to school, and will use that money I earn to pay you back slowly. But Grandma, I really, really, really want to go to college. And especially this one that I've had on my mind.
What are you talking about? We have been giving your mother money this whole time to help pay for you when you go to school. I'm sure it won't be able to cover all the costs, but she herself has been working a job all this time and should have been saving up for you, right? I feel that I've at least given her enough money to support you going to school for a year or two, right?
What? My mom told me she never received that kind of money.
Ah, well, that's because when it comes to paying for college, it costs a large amount of money. I put it all into her bank account and not into yours.
But she's never told me anything about that money.
Perhaps she's forgotten to tell you about it or something? I know that she's been a very busy woman herself, so maybe she's totally forgotten that you need to know about the money now.
I don't think that's the case. She would have never been saying the things she said to me if she's received money from all of you for me to go to school. She's been telling me for a year now that the only way I'm going to college is if I pay for it myself.
What? She told you that?
That's why I've been working so hard to study both for my exams and work a part-time job.
So the thing that you've been wanting wasn't some expensive bag, but tuition for school?
An expensive bag? I don't really care about branded clothing or bags, Grandma.
But your mother told me something like this when I asked her a few months ago.
Mom said that? That's a freaking lie! Aren't you aware that my mom likes to say things like that in order to make herself look good? I think that Mom has been using all that money you and Dad gave her for me on herself.
Are you sure? Your mother would never do something like that, right?
Grandma, my mom is that kind of selfish woman. The reason Dad had to divorce Mom is because Mom did a lot of bad things to him.
You're telling me that it was her fault for the divorce? I heard from her that it was just due to both of them not wanting the same things in marriage any longer.
I think her and Dad were just saying that to keep you out of all of it. The real reason Dad left her is because she had been cheating on him with another man.
Tiffany cheated on my son? Are you sure?
Yes. I'm sorry for telling you all this horrible stuff after not hearing about it ever. Dad had been doing his best to hide it from you, and now I've gone and spilled it.
You don't have to worry about your parents' secret. I am a little shocked by all of this, but that all happened years ago, so there's nothing I can do about it now. And the reason you went and told me just then is because you've been working so long to hide all of that from me, right?
Yes.
But we can't forget what your mother did back then. Right now, we need to focus on the fact that your mother has been using your college funds all for herself. I trusted your mother every time I handed that money off to her. To hear that she's been using it all for herself this whole time?
It's just not the school money that she's been using up either. She's even been using up all the child support you've been giving her.
Huh? What do you mean? That money I've been giving directly to you from your dad, right?
I'm so sorry, Grandma.
What? Why are you sorry? What happened between you and your mother?
There is something else I've been hiding from you.
Hello, Tiffany.
Judith, what's been going on with you?
This is about your daughter. Starting today, she is going to be living with me in my house.
Huh?
She's pretty much finished going to high school now, right? And after talking with all her teachers at school, they gave her permission to do her last few days online from here. I'll be taking her to school on the day of her graduation, so there's no need to worry about her missing that in person.
Can you tell me what the heck you're talking about right now? I'm sorry, but I really have no idea what all of this is about.
Are you really sure you have no idea what this could all be about?
Yeah.
I have been giving you money to save up for when Riley went to college, right?
Yes. And I made sure to put that into a special savings account for her.
Well, even while you've had that money from myself and my son, you've told Riley that she has to pay for her tuition all by herself? And that's the reason for why Riley's had to work a part-time job this whole time, right?
You have to understand, I've never had any reason to say something like that to her. Was Riley the one that told you all that herself? Judith, I think that Riley had just gone and lied to you.
And why would Riley ever want to lie to her grandma about something like that?
I'm sure she just wants you to start giving her money. She probably feels that if she can get you to believe her, you'll be the easiest way for her to get loads of money.
Tiffany, I've already heard about everything regarding you and that school money for Riley. And it hasn't just been that money, right? You've even been stealing the child support that we've been giving to Riley every month, haven't you?
Please do not say things like that about me when you've only heard them from a child. I have been using that child support to make sure that she's raised properly. What's wrong with me taking that money from her anyway? I'm her mom, and I think I have the right to the money that the court said I deserve each month.
But you haven't even used a penny of that child support on Riley, right? You use all that money on yourself thinking that you deserve it, not her. Riley has to pay for everything herself. She has to pay for her own smartphone, for her own clothing, for her own utensils for school. And it's all paid for by that part-time job she's been working.
She's been a high schooler for 4 years now. I have to have her pick up some of the slack in this house. I'm a single parent, and I have been for years and years.
Did you know that the only reason my son and I have been paying child support for Riley still is because he never knew she had a part-time job? That was a part of the conditions signed in court even, given by the judge. As long as she's not working, you guys will receive child support. Strange that you've still been getting money from us when she's working for herself now.
It's a really tough and tight life having to live with only the two of us here.
I heard from Riley that you're barely even working a job yourself, though. And before, when you came to town where we ran into one another for a split second, that wasn't for work, was it? I've been told you came back into town to go out on a date with your current lover.
You have it all wrong.
Well, if this is how things have been, then I'd like the money I gave you for Riley to go to school right now.
You want that money back right now?
Yes, I do.
I'm sorry, but I can't give you all that money back.
But I thought you said it was all in a separate bank account meant for her. So you've gone and used it all?
Actually, I was fired from my job. And because of that, I wasn't able to afford all the necessities in our house. I'm sorry.
You really are full of these bullcrap excuses, aren't you? I'm going to have a lawyer get in touch with you and get all my money back. And of course, along with that, you'll no longer be receiving any child support from us.
You can't do that to me. That's a huge problem.
I told you that Riley will be over at my house now, living with me, so there's no need for you to get any more money to raise her, right? Child support is only received and used for the sake of the child, of whom you no longer have under your roof anymore.
I'm the one with custody of her, though. Without my approval, you won't be allowed to have her move into your house with you.
Tiffany, do you remember how old Riley is now? She's already turned 18. And according to the law, once someone becomes the age of 18, they have the right to decide on where to live and what to do with their life. It's up to Riley now on how she wants to live her life as an adult.
Hold on for 1 second, though. Riley is already over at your house right now? Let me have a word with her, please.
Riley's told me she no longer wants to talk with you anymore. She must feel as though you just want to threaten her or something now, right? I'm getting that sort of feeling from you myself as well. Riley's already told me about how she's not even related to her own father by blood.
She's gone and told you that now as well?
Yes, she has. I've heard all about it. You and her had a bad fight a while back, right? Over the child support we'd been putting into her account? And when she was not giving you the money you kept asking for, you yelled that she's probably not even related to my son by blood, right? I'm aware that you have even been keeping that fact from us as your ace in the hole, right? That if my son or I stopped sending you money for Riley, you'd threaten us by saying she's not even related to us and that you could take her away at any moment. I know that you already said that to her, and that's what forced her to keep working part-time because she was afraid of never getting to see her dad and I ever again. But listen here, that sort of thing isn't going to fly anymore.
You're wrong. That is all a bunch of crap from Riley. Judith, can you please just believe me here?
Why the hell should I believe any of the things you want to say? The fact that you're not even going to hand me all of her school money back right now tells me all I need to know about the truth surrounding you. And just to make sure I covered everything, I had someone investigating you these past few days. You seem to leave your house quite a lot for someone with no job. Going out to play all the time instead of doing the chores? I guess you really haven't given a single crap about your daughter, have you?
Riley is a senior in high school now, though. She doesn't need me around to live her life anymore.
That's 100% correct. She does not need you around anymore to live her own life. And that's why she is no longer going to be living under your roof any longer. Also, things have been this way ever since you had that divorce with my son, right? You're telling me that you've been leaving the house all day and skipping out on chores ever since Riley was in her first year of middle school? I hate that. How could I have never noticed any of that going on with you guys?
Judith, please. I don't mind letting Riley live over there with you. But can you at least give me child support every month? Or at least find some way to hand me some money for a couple more years?
How much more money do you need before you'll shut the hell up? Riley's been living on her own ever since 6th grade. And that whole time she was left having to support herself, especially when it came to money. Food, water, electricity. If a 6th grader can start dealing with all that at her age, then you are more than capable of handling your own life now. I also know about what your plans were for her next. You never wanted her to leave for college because you planned to have her live with you in that house for the rest of your life, also that she could be like your mother.
I never wanted something like that.
Well, who cares now? I want all that money I handled you for her schooling back. And along with that, you are never to come around Riley ever again.
Let me come and see her right now. At least let her text me. I will apologize to her. I want to apologize to her. Just give me a few minutes with her and I promise to make things right. She hasn't been talking to me for days now, so please.
Riley's told me she doesn't want to talk to you nor see you, so it's over. Riley never happens to change her mind once it's been made up, right? She's the kind of girl you'll never be able to stop, so just leave it. You were the one saying things like that to me months ago about her, right? After that, I had a lawyer that I got in touch with go over to Tiffany's house and start laying out all the details as to why and when to get me all that money back I gave her for Riley's college. And, well, after a few days, Tiffany's parents decided to step in on her behalf and give me the money I was owed. From this, we also learned that this whole time, Tiffany's parents had been giving her money to take care of herself after losing her job. But when they both found out about what was going on, they told her she would never have their support again. With no more money coming in anymore and the inability to pay rent, Tiffany ran away from her house and went off to the house of her new partner. But it turns out that the man she'd been with for some time wasn't as serious about things as she was, so he kicked her out of his house. She then turned to staying in a hotel for a little bit, and during this time she sent a text to her ex-husband. And in that text, sounding like the most spoiled witch on this planet, she asked him if he would start sending her some money again to help her out. Of course, my son said no to that request before blocking her number for good. But my God, was that the most stupid thing I'd ever heard about from my son. I cannot believe that a girl in high school was able to work enough to make money to support herself somewhat, but a full-grown woman who should have a job and everything wasn't able to do a thing for herself. I don't care at all what happens with Tiffany after all this, but I want to make sure that she never comes around my granddaughter and her father ever again. As for Riley, she happened to pass all her exams and was accepted into the college of her dreams, and is at this moment getting really excited about becoming a college student. For her to get to that school, it only takes about 30 minutes on foot from my house, so I'm glad to say that she'll be staying with me in this house while she's attending. And when it comes to my son, he's coming back now from his long business trip out of state and has been crying for days about hearing everything that had been going on with Riley and her mother. He's been apologizing to her about it, but only to be apologized back to by Riley, as she feels bad for never telling him the truth about what had been going on in her mother's house. During that whole week, these two cried a whole lot, and it was to the point that even I began to cry about it all. There was one other thing that came out of all this, and that was the relation Riley has to her father. Tiffany had made it seem as though she wasn't his real child, and that started to make Riley very worried about everything. So because of that, they both took a DNA test. Nobody really knows if Tiffany was telling the truth or not about that, as she could have been with any number of other men while with my son. But if it were to turn out that she wasn't my son's daughter, he told her that he'd love her just the same as he's always loved her. When the results had come back from that test, it was found that she really is related to her father. And when seeing that, the both of them began to cry again. As of right now, we're all living under my roof again, as my son has sold his house to be able to send Riley to college. And as a family all under my roof again, my son and I are going to make sure that Riley is treated to the life she deserved at her mother's house, but never got. And even after she's out of college, I want her to know that she'll always have a place in my house, no matter what.
Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.